Hello, hello. Happy Monday, February 9th, 2026. How is everyone? Juicy, Russell, Gary, Three Musketeers over in YouTube lands. We are going to make this good, good. We're going to make this a short stream today. I'm not really in the mood to repair, so I have like 100 other things going on, and you come as a trio. That's all right. I got a bunch of stuff going on that I need to get done, and it's just a terribly busy week. I've got and a bunch of shipments come in today, so we'll talk about that in a minute. I got a bunch of shipments coming in tomorrow. I've got 2 training sessions this week, so Tuesday and Thursday are out. There'll be no stream Tuesday or Thursday, so maybe the only day this week we're going to repair pens is probably on Wednesday. But I've got a couple cool things to show and a couple something to work on here. So we'll do that. Probably keep it to about an hour, give or take. And then I got to run. I got a big shipment in today of Rhodia paper. So I got to work on number one. You bought your first desk set. Congratulations. What was it? I got to work on getting the Rhodia up on the website. So now that I've paid for it and I've received it and it's on the shelf, I've made room for it on the shelf and I put it on the shelf. I need to make it so people can buy it. So Rhodia's in. A couple of repair centric items that are on the website now and available that I just put up today. Worth noting. PVC sacks in size 14. Suitable for snorkels, which will allow you to use all of your favorite Japanese inks without worry to damaging the latex. Those are now available. And I did not. You got a Parker Black Marble double. Okay, nice. Did I see Doug's YouTube? No, I didn't. Let me hang on. Let me write that down. Gabriel, hello. Gabriel, I got your email. I'll get back to you at some point. We're good, right? You don't have to worry. We'll figure something out. Doug. I had like overwhelming number of emails on Friday and over the weekend regarding a couple of pens I showed on the podcast. So I got to get working on those. I've got pens that I've got probably 24 pens I got to get up on the site. And I've got 2 batches of consignment pens, 2 or 3 batches of consignment pens that I need to get cooking on. So did I miss anything else that I got to do today? Doug's going to the Dutch Pen Show in June. So yeah, so and on top of it, when I get Omaha, you think I'm going to see a very real influx of vintage pen sales soon? You think so? Why is that? How many are you taking home? When I order from Execlair, when they send me products, they're awesome because I reuse pretty close to 100% of all the packaging material that comes into the shop. The only packaging material I don't reuse. Yeah, new pens going up in price so much. Yeah, a lot of my Japanese pens have been selling. My Sailors and Platinums, my previously used ones, have been selling. Um, but the only paper I don't reuse is I have one vendor that sometimes sends newspaper, and I don't like that because it gets newsprint on things. I haven't seen it lately, so maybe they're done with that, but I doubt it. And then I have one vendor that occasionally, when I order ink, sends this really thick plastic bubble wrap stuff that's really kind of hard to work with. I found it works really well on my shelves as shelf liners, so I use it for that, but eventually I'm going to run out of use for that. So, but I recycle nearly 100% of the packing material, and Exoclair, when they sent me my Rhodia order, I've got a pile. I mean, it's like a mountain. You could jump into it of paper that and they crinkle it up, and so I flatten it out and I fold it up so that I can reuse it. Keep it a little more compact fashion. So I got to deal with that. But it's great because I never have to buy packing material as long as I'm ordering stuff. So we got new products coming out, being launched this week. So I'm dealing with that. So it's just a crazy. I don't have the headspace for repairing pens today. I was here yesterday. We were here for several hours on Saturday. So, yeah. I did get some cool stuff in the mail, and we're going to talk about that. I'm trying to think what else is of interest. I don't know. Let's take a look at what I got in the mail today. Got my note for Doug's desk set video. I'll try to take a look at that later. Maybe I'll take a break. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. Unfortunately, there's no indication as to date on this. And but we can kind of guess. This is the improved Colombian clasp number 15, which has a patent date of January 7th, 1919. United States Envelope Company of Springfield, Massachusetts. But it has this beautiful Esterbrook Falcon. It's actually a 920 radio, but a Falcon nib on the cover. The pens with the velvet touch, which is kind of an interesting quote. Not for canceling machine. And this is going to Mrs. Edith H. Drexel of Woodgate, New York. So that's how you find Edith. You just send it to Woodgate, and it will somehow magically get there. 1.5 hours of desk set collection. Is that the Doug video? Yeah, I can't wait to take a look at it. It'll be fun. You just sent me a picture of the desk set. Also, a couple other desk sets that look interesting. Let's see if they come in. They always come in late on this particular machine. Oh, yeah. So that's what is that, a 40? Looks like a 45, maybe? Yeah, 45. Yeah, 45 and ballpoint. Cool. I like it. That is a very strange Schaefer lamp. I wonder if that's an original lamp or not. Weird. Yeah, I can't do Schaefer. I was working over the weekend on my Esterbrook desk set list. I'm not complete. Did a Melbourne Pen Club meeting last night. The talk was on early fountain pens. They brought along some great old ebonite pens. One of them, Swan, had a double feet. Over and under, probably, huh? Parker. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 45 set. So anyway, yeah, I was working on the desk set, the master desk set list, and I've gone through essentially what I believe to be about 95% of all the catalogs. I think I have just about every desk set that I'm aware of. I have cataloged now. I'm not going to tell you what it is until I'm done with it, because we might have a little fun. We'll have fun with it and see how many you think it is. Because if you just go by what's in the catalog or the catalogs, you won't get the number because there's more than that. Anyway, it's in the works. It is nearly complete. I need to find another 2 hours to finish it off. But anyway, so here's this little guy, and it's small. This is, what is this? 5 inches max, maybe. And you got a Camden, New Jersey. I can't read this part here. Let's pull this out. So there's a box of assorted pens. There is one in here that is pretty cool. So there is a drawlet in here, a 3-tined drawlet nib. Number 17. Oh, here's another one. This one's a stub. There was probably a dozen different nibs in here at one point, but there's now we're reduced to. Here's a number 7. And what do we got here? This is a 788, so the equivalent of 9788 or 2788. Flexible. So anyway, that's really not why I bought it. Here is the Drawlet pen catalog. The Esterbrook you got that arrived Saturday's full size. The bar was crunchy. You opened it, and the only issue is they replaced the sack. They left some of the old sack in. So yeah, okay. You have a large box of 442 Jackson stub that has never been opened. Nice. Drawlet pens are not my jam. Don't really care much about them. But this is a lovely brochure. We'll get to this in a minute. Shockingly, there's no date on here. This is a 3-page letter. I can't tell if this was probably mimeographed. It's a whole lot of typing. But look at this letterhead. Steel Pen Manufacturing Company, Camden, New Jersey. Dearborn, Illinois, 35 South Dearborn Street. Oval point on the top. So this is apparently, what do we got here? Edith Drexel requested Drawlet pen stuff. So that's the catalog and the pens. And this letter just goes on and on. And on and on about Drawlet pens. Not signed by anybody. But it's nice nonetheless. The letterhead is really awesome. I don't know if there's a Oh, there's a watermark on there. Parchment bond. Very strong watermark. Holy cow. Oh, anyway. It's always fun to have original letters and things like that. Let's get to the reason I bought the whole thing. If I didn't have any of this, I would be fine. Although this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's this. I've never ever seen this before. This is super early. So this is somewhere between 1931 to 1934. Early V-clip. Look at this silver on here. And you can look at the nib unit and you see that it's got this little taper on the end. These were metal collars. I'm sure I don't have any handy, but they were the very earliest of nib units. Little metal collars that tapered in at the end. And then they were identified primarily by the way the imprint was done, with Esterbrook in the middle and Dura at the top, chrome at the bottom, and then the number. Although this one shows it. This is actually reverse of how it typically is. It would normally be the other way because the number would always be at the base of the threads. I suspect this is for viewing purposes because it would be, I think we talked about this the other day, Ferris Wheel Press doing this. To my knowledge, I don't know of any Esterbrook nib that is imprinted like this way. Open it up for school and business. What's interesting here, Model A, correct size for school penmanship and stenography, Durachrome trim, takes any renew points in the 1000 series and Greg. Price $1 and up. Model B, slightly larger, holder, correct size for high school, college, business, and for general adult use, Durachrome trimmed, takes any renew point. So the Model A only takes 1000 series in Greg. So this is interesting because, and we'll see this in the future as we open this up. Here are the nibs. Greg 1550, 1551, 2048, which is a Falcon, 2668, 2460, manifold, 1314, very rare nib, and a 2442. And then a whole bunch of talk about the Durachrome point. If we flip over to the price list here, these are the only pens in the catalog. A in black, Morocco red, pearl gray, and foliage green. So $3.50 pens and black. Very interesting. Very interesting. B, same thing. Colored holders are genuine pearl peroxylin of the highest grade. And then you can get desk pens, model W, in black or black with red taper. And desk bases, number 1 or 3. There's no number 2. $1.75 with pen. What a deal. What a deal. To order holder with desired renew point, add to symbol for holder. A size holders only take renew points Greg 13, 14, 15, 50, 15, 51. B size holders and W desk pens take all renew points. So that's very interesting. And I believe at one point in my experimenting, I did notice that some early pens did not take all sizes of renew points for some reason. I don't know why that is. And it could be, I have no idea why. Maybe the 2000 series nib, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. But here's the best part. Look at this. Desk space number 1 for $1.75. Hexagonal, highly polished glass. I want one. If you see any of these, let me know. And then your standard 8-ball. And I just love this silver. Probably Durachrome. Here's a parts list. And this is interesting. There's a fountain pen renew point chart that lists, are you getting coffee? What are you doing? Okay. We list extra flexible, flexible, firm, and rigid. With, what are you laughing at? And with no nibs listed in this column, which is kind of goofy. Fine, medium, broad. The only flexible nib being the 2048. And the only rigid being the 2460. Jackson stub 2442, the only broad. So interesting, very interesting. And then the back has this beautiful little thing on it. No dates anywhere. Lisa's over here. Just, I don't know what she's doing. She's making.
Hey, everybody. I see you got a big box.
I did get a big box.
Is it good?
What?
What's in the box? I know.
I know. We're going to work on it. Next.
No, it's so awesome.
Next.
All right, go in.
All right. Bye. So anyway, this is the only one of these I've ever seen in my life. If you've ever seen one, let me know. Unfortunately, there's not a single indication of what year this might have been, but it's definitely probably 31 to 34, something like that. And for me, it's super, super cool. So tuck that back in there. I'm just going to leave that. I don't want to mess with that. So as many of you know, last week or thereabouts, I broke my salad spinner. So I did order a new one, and it came in today. It came in like 10 minutes before I started the stream today. So I thought I might as well, I got to put it together at some point. So if you've never done one, and I actually have never put one together, so I figured I'm just going to do it. Probably be the last thing I do today. And it's a pity that Hans is not with us. I'm sure he's super busy. But he did recommend the salad spinner that I got. And so I hope I got the right one. And I got myself a huge, huge, huge bag of zip ties. But this is the salad spinner that comes highly recommended. The OXO Good Grips salad spinner. So I haven't even opened it up. Wow, is this huge? Holy cow. Will the inside of the other one fit into that one? I don't know. Well, this is nice. Okay, so I can't fit both on the screen, but this is the that's the lid. So you can see that the new one is clearly that much bigger. About another inch. It looks kind of like the one you picked up at Goodwill. So this is almost an inch wider. Remove yellow foam before use. This is the stop. Or no, this is the stop button, I think. Does this pop up? What does this do here? Does it come with instructions? Do I need instructions for this? You like it, Gabriel? That's a break. This is the lock. Ah! Sure makes a whole lot of noise, doesn't it? You actually just went to get pieces to put yours together right before the stream? So how does this work if I want to lock? Oh, I push that in. Oh, I see. You push it down and then it comes out. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, let's see. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. You know, I wonder. You never thought you'd be watching a salad spinner unboxing? Well, it's heavy duty. Can I just put this in there? Would this work? I mean, that's the stupidest thing ever, but let's just for fun. Probably doesn't work. Yeah, it's. I guess it's. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Well, we're gonna take. We're just gonna take these out. It's in stock. You know how much this would cost to ship? You're going to try mounting a cut-up PVC T connector in the center to lift the pen up since the bottom is not as wide. Is it actually for salad or for pens? Yeah, right. Yeah, the bottom is... I'll be downloading this for reference. Actually, the bottom of this is about the same size as my old one. All right, so let's get this out of there. But this is really very nice, heavy plexiglass. It feels a little more substantial than the old one that I had. I don't have. All I got is I got some metal tin snips here, and that's about what we're gonna deal with. Yeah, I mean, you know, you could put your salad in there. Hey, there he is. Good afternoon, Hans. I hope you saw this this little bit. I sent you the pictures, so it's seriously cool ephemera though. And the only one I've ever seen like it. Probably can get away with these small ones. I don't need these huge zip ties. You'll also want to ask about the PVC sacks in the future. Yeah, so they just came in today. Really going to be pretty helpful on. In fact, I think what I might be doing going forward is I might use them. Is it for pens? Yes, it's a salad spinner. It's you put in these little spots here, and then you can take a pen, and if your pen is, you clean your pen, you put your pen in there, and then the centrifugal force of the spinner sucks all the ink out of it. So really great for 51s and Vacuumatics that are very difficult to clean. So yeah, so actually what I'm thinking about doing is possibly all snorkel repairs going forward. I think I may use PVC sacks. So you'll share some comments off stream. Okay. How much time and money would it take to locate 2 Esterbrook fountain pen desk set pens? They're incredibly easy. If you need to, I got a bunch. Now this pen is a little bit different. Yeah, eBay's got tons of them. Your standard black Model W with the clear taper. Yeah, or ask me. I probably have, I mean, I got a bag of them. I probably got 50 of them. 30 of them. Okay, so I don't want to put it there, I think. So I'm going to have to go over the top. You don't want the holders just in line with each other. No, I mean, I left these in place. And actually, I've got marks on here from the other zip ties, so. Text incoming. Okay, yeah, so you've got yours. Yeah, that's about how I was. Mine is going to end up being about right in there. And then there are marks here and here where the old zip tie was. So. Yeah, I'll put it here. Well, those aren't going to line up with the new spot, so it doesn't matter. Well, you got fancy green zip ties, though. Oh, you carved those grooves to help the. Okay. I got a ton of zip ties now, so. Yeah, let's see. So this is going to have to be offset. If I have a vanishing point anywhere around here, it would be a miracle. Let me, I'm going to step away and get a vanishing point nib unit here. Hang on. Almost kicked the bucket there. I can sell the spare zip ties for those that want to set up a salad spinner. What pen am I going to use to christen it? I don't know. Probably this way. This will probably work because it's got to go on these. I like those green zip ties. That looks pretty sexy. That's not going to work. Okay, so this will probably work here. Yeah, I can make them for people, but it would have to be 200. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have a lot of customers in California, and California from Wisconsin is extremely expensive to ship to. And I am going to cut these off. Let's determine this is good to go. I think we're going to do that. Now, although we do use it for caps. Let's see. This is probably as big a cap as... Yeah, this would probably be $20. Oh, probably $25 to ship this. In the Midwest, it would cost $8. Brian salad spinner pack. Everything you need to spin your pen. Yeah, we kind of have to ink something up here, don't we? Bring your own salad spinner. I guess the question I have though is I can't have this here if this is here. Am I going to be able to get a pen in there? No, that's not going to work very well, is it? That would work. All right, now Hans, I see you have yours almost exactly apart from each other. How the heck do you get a pen in there? I don't know that I can do that. I think I'm going to do it offset like this. I think that should be... Well, I mean, if it doesn't work, then we'll figure it out. I'll start with this here. We got Pen Club this weekend, so maybe I need to bring this to Pen Club. Oh, there we go. There's the little marks that you made. Those actually line up decently on here. So if you've never done a salad spinner before, this is all you got to do. Now I'm fortunate that I've already got the tubes here. But you can see these are just parts of pipettes or, turkey basters, whatever you can get for whatever size you need. Now, I very well may come up with another one, because I often have pens that are a little bit bigger than this. So I may put another one. It works fine for the way you have it. Oh, okay, it just looked like it would be difficult. I think what I might do is I might put a bigger one, like maybe right next to it over here. Because like when I had those deltas, I couldn't get them past this, So there's a trip to the dollar store in my very near future. You went to the trouble of making handouts for your club meeting yesterday and attendance was poor. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, these line up really nice with the old marks. New nozzle from a glue cartridge. Yeah, I mean, anything that's going to fit whatever you want to put in there. So the small one fits vanishing point nib units, but I also like to use it for sticking caps in there. And on this one, probably what I need to do is I need to move these off to the side because there's going to be, or I have to put the cap in at kind of a weird angle. So maybe it's about as tight as it's going to be. And I'll push it down, and then I can should be able to easily slip a cap on there. Yeah, I like the size of this. It's not that much bigger, but it's definitely bigger. I wish I had an actual, I don't think I do. Aside from the SD, are there more modern pens that will take the older Esterbrook nibs? I mean, like the Pelican, but I don't know why you would do that. I really need to get a different clippers here. You would be replacing a Pelican nib with something that was not as good, unless it's like an M200, which have kind of cruddy nibs anyway. And you can modify a Schaefer no nonsense to take SD nibs, but well, yes, Osmoroid, but that's not technically modern. See if I can cut it with my X-Acto. Maybe that's the way to do it. This is the dullest razor blade in existence, which is kind of why I like it. Yeah, this little one does want to shift. I wonder if I put got a hot glue gun maybe, and just put a little dab of hot glue on there to seal it kind of in place. So, the new one is a plunger. Yeah. Does it only get... essentially go one speed? Oh, I see that. Okay. Yeah. So I can't really rev it up. It only goes kind of one speed, huh? All right, I got a 51 that is in my ultrasonic here that we're trying to get open. So I'm going to... You press faster and faster to get to... Okay, so now... I don't know how much is in that, but I try to fill it up with... Okay, I see. Yeah. It makes a whole lot of noise. It keeps going too. You can't see it because of the ultra Andersonic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing in it. Here is you can see the ink in it. I guess it doesn't really matter if I do that. You think the little brake button is funny? Yeah, it is kind of funny, isn't it? Reminds me of, like your brake on your old bike or something. Only with your parents' most cherished pen. All right. Yeah, I use the brake. Yeah, I'm so used to taking the lid off the other one just to, because then it would actually speed up faster. Oh, fountain pen hack. Fine. I tell you, man, I have a lot of gratitude for my buddy Hans for sending me the old one. Here it is, all handle broke off. I mean, I've spun. I don't remember when you sent it to me, buddy. It was, and this is heavy too. This is heavy. Holy cow! It's got to be 3 times as heavy. I should weigh it. I hate to get rid of this, but I don't know what else to do. There's nothing else you can do with it. Where's my handle? Yeah, my handle broke off, and then I made the stupid decision to try to super glue it on, but then this piece has got to move in order for the handle to rotate, and then the super glue didn't work, but it bonded this in there, and then so when I put epoxy on, I think that lid's going to work better than this. I mean, this still kind of works. Maybe I should keep it for, it did live a good, I mean, you probably had it for a while too, huh? Of course, there's no reason for me to keep this, is there? Should I dump this? Does anybody want this? Nobody wants this. Broken handle? I should throw this. 10 years. 10 years, and I broke it in 1. I never thought, you should hook up a meter to see how keep track of how many miles you get out of it. Yeah. I mean, I used it 4 or 5 days a week, you know. You have a stacked cellular Visconti that has a metal sleeve inserted in the pen grip with ink stuck between them. This might help. Yeah, I mean, any pen that's a self-filler, a non-cartridge convert. I mean, it's great for cartridge converters. Yeah, I'm going to toss it. Because in order to use it, I would have to put things back in it. I may reposition the ones on there. But holy cow, is this heavy. But it's easier to grab. I like how I can just grab this on the top and then it settles in right away. But yeah, any pen that's not a cartridge converter is really great. 51s, you can never get those. And Vax, you can never get all the stuff out of them. Fill them up with water. It's really, really very nice. I like this. This is really super thick. Look how thick this is. And this kind of self-centers, where the other one didn't really self-center. I don't really need this feature, but I guess it's... That's a hilarious little break. It's really just a button that pushes down on the thing. You think it's the best spinner under $50? Pampered Chef also makes a good one, but it costs around $100. No, I'm pretty happy with this. As long as it yeah, Pilot 823, perfect example. I mean, as long as your tubes are big enough to fit the pens that you need to clean, you're good to go. I am going to get another one because I all too often have large pens that have large sections or large barrels, deltas, for example, and other large pens that they don't go all the way in, and so I can't spin them. So I'll get another one. But yeah, this works. These might not be I might have to adjust these, but they look like they're in pretty good shape. And yeah, so that's the OXO Good Grip Salad Spinner. And it's about $30. And you know, I got a lifetime supply of zip ties. Some noise going on out there. I don't know what that is. I got a lifetime supply of zip ties, so I can tie and retie, and it's, yeah, look at this. It's already, that was just one pen. You just found it on Amazon? Yeah. Hans and I ought to have like a referral code or something. Just think how many of these we could make. Yeah, I like it. It's I think if I have it like this, if, you know, because the other one, the last time, I mean, all I did was I dropped it from a height of about maybe 3 feet, and the handle snapped off. That was it. I mean, if I just this is incredibly durable. I'm looking at it here. This is all kind of one piece. I don't really see any way. They're going to be sold out after this. Yeah. I don't see any way for this to really. You're probably the 7th or 8th person who bought one of these on your recommendation. You are owed commission. Well, I'll take you out to dinner in Baltimore. I mean, is that buy the beer? I got a big pile of stuff for you. Is that good? OXO owes you the money. Well, you know, I know. They do. But anyway, thanks for the recommendation, buddy. We'll try this out. Maybe Wednesday. Cardinal brand salad pen spinners. Yeah. Yeah, well, the next project's going to be do what Ron Zorn did and automate one that's got a motor in it. But I probably don't need that. That would be cool, wouldn't it? It is kind of nice. I guess the brake is kind of nice. It is kind of nice, though, when you're done spinning it, you can just let it. Yeah, I guess you gotta rev it up. And then as it gets faster, you can feel the pressure. And then you can just let it spin. But I like the crystal clearness of the cover so you can see what's cooking in there. I need to put the old spinner in the Hall of Fame. Do we have a Hall of Fame? How about I sent it to the Pen Collectors of America. They should have a Hall of Fame. You know, I've only had a pen fly out once, and it was because it didn't quite fit in there very well. You've had yours less than a year, so you hope they last. Yeah, I bet it'll last. Start a Kickstarter. I gotta remember to use that. It's got there's a rim there, and then this reminds me of the really super early this is moving into bike nerd alert. The earliest bikes with brakes where the brake was actually on top of the tire. And then it would slow down the bike that way. You've had a few people ask you about pens flying out of the spinner. I mean, I suppose you could engineer something in here with maybe a piece of foam or something to keep it a little bit more secure, maybe on the outside, or I'm not terribly worried about it. These aren't really going anywhere. I mean, I can move them around, which is fine. So if something's maybe a little bit too close to the edge, I can pull it back, but your old marks don't quite match up with the new marks. I guess I could move those down, but or I can scuff them up, or like I say, I could put a little piece of hot glue in there once I figure out what the optimum spot is, and then just have these kind of glued in place. That's an option too. So, no, that works great. That works great. It's heavy as all get out too. Holy cow. So, what else do I got? I have anything else today? Where's my? I did get somebody sent me on Saturday. Cyril the Spinner. Somebody on Saturday sent me a couple of pens. Let me see if I can find a note here. What are these? Taurus. I'm supposed to try these. I don't know that they have a name on them. They've got Genius nibs on them. Marked Germany. Probably Chinese. They've got these little... These, I hate these types of converters, but they actually work exceptionally well because you can really flush in and out quite quickly. So what I might do with these, ink them up, try them up. They've got like a little dragon on them. These look sort of like international cartridges, but I don't know that they are. They're a little bit longer. They might be proprietary. We might try these out. I might give them away. I'll give them to beginner. I'll take them to Pen Club or something. I don't know. But there's a little dragon on there. And it's got kind of a cool matte pebbled finish. Friction fit cap. It doesn't really... Oh, it does post. Sort of. Two-tone steel nib. It's got a nice section, but it's a little bit long. Although that's a little short. I guess if you hold your pen a little bit further back, it's a little bit more weighted toward the back. The cap is pretty heavy, it seems. And that just sits on there. It doesn't snap on. So anyway, we got these to look at. They're both the same nib. They both look like about medium nibs. A very, very tight snap, and it's in the... Nicely enough, it's in the cap and not in the inner cap, so I don't think it's going to wear out. So we got those to look at this week. I wonder if these will fit in the salad spinner. So they're fairly thin, so I think this is going to be a problem that I'm going to run into. can kind of slot it in through the thing there. It'll be fine. But I might look at maybe a little foam insert that might keep it stable on the end for thinner pens. Thicker pens are going to catch earlier on, and the nib is not going to come out as far. Talking Chinese pens, the Asvine J16 and Ebonite looks great. You ordered them. I have no idea what any of those pens are. I've heard of them, but I couldn't even, if my life depended on it, I couldn't pick the J16 out of a lineup. I couldn't pick the pen out of a lineup to save my life. So there's that. So we'll deal with this on Wednesday. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This is what we're gonna continue on Wednesday. These 251s have been soaking, as have this Skyline. We got this guy apart. Maybe we can start putting it back together. The Waterman. Got a nice Schaefer here. 45 I gotta find a nib for. I got one of those lying around. And then this Waterman, kind of a Taperite-ish thing. And I've got a touchdown that I got to fix. And I did get, also in addition to PVC sacks today, I got in 51 breather tubes, the metal ones, and the plastic breather tubes, so I can finish this guy. That's just a little too short. It's too short. And we can assemble this, and then we'll have this trade done, basically. So that's what we're going to work on Wednesday. I'm going to call it a day, I think, and see if I can get caught up on stuff. If I can get caught up on stuff today and tomorrow, maybe I will be in on Thursday. We'll see. But I really need to have a couple of days where I work on cleaning stuff up around. I've got just so many boxes of paper and stuff out in the shop. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to do that and try to get the product up on the website. Because I buy it, I got to sell it, and we'll do that. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's a short stream today. But I hope you all are productive the rest of your day, your afternoon, your morning, wherever you are in the world. Yeah. So I got the plunger top locked down. Yeah, that's what this button here is for. And then I don't know that I necessarily need it because I'm not tucking it away anywhere. But anyway. Now you tell your wife you've been watching an episode on salad spinners. It's for your health. It's for your health. Get two. One for salad and one for pens. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna run. Thank you, everyone. Be kind, be well, and we'll catch you on Wednesday. All right? Take care, everyone. Bye now.